Like Coronation Street or the Sunday roast, there's something reassuringly comforting about the familiarity of a Vauxhall Astra. It's been around since the early 80s and is a regular fixture in the list of the UK's best-selling cars. Is it any good though? Well, yeah, it is actually, it's really good. And in this CarGurus used car review, I'm going to explain why. Today's subject is the 7th generation Astra, which went on sale in 2015 and is a rival to the likes of the Ford Focus, Volkswagen Golf and Honda Civic. Now, for any snobs out there who might turn their nose up at the thought of driving an Astra, rest assured that this generation is a really good car. A big part of that is down to Vauxhall paying lots of attention to making the car lighter than its predecessor, and the result of that is that it feels more responsive to drive. It's also very comfortable and the engine lineup is really strong. The petrol range kicks off with the non-turbo 1.4 with 100 horsepower. However, if you can afford to upgrade to one of the turbo engines, whether it's the 1 litre, 1.4 or 1.6, then we'd recommend you do so. On the diesel front, Vauxhall's 1.6 litre CDTI is smooth, strong and will deliver 50 or even 60 miles per gallon in normal driving. Now, the Astra isn't as much fun as a Ford Focus or Mazda 3, primarily because its steering feels oddly springy, but that's really about the only major criticism you could level it, and things like the dash are really nicely laid out and this IntelliLink touchscreen is excellent. It features Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so you can plug your smartphone in, and it looks smart and is very easy to use. Admittedly, if you're one of those people who likes to prod and poke every panel to assess the fit and finish, then a VW Golf will suit you better, but this car is still a big step on from Astras of days gone by. If you've driven this car's predecessor, you can't fail to have noticed that the windscreen pillars really impeded visibility. Well, the good news is Vauxhall has fixed that for this generation of Astra. It's a much easier car to see out of. Well, that's the front at least. The over-the-shoulder blind spots are pretty big. There's a wide range of models on offer, from the Design to the sportier SRI or the plush Elite. Another thing we like about the Astra is how much space there is in the back. I mean, just look at this. I'm just under 6 foot and the driver's seat's set for me, and look how much legroom I've got. This is a normal family car, remember. Also, this transmission tunnel in the middle is very low, which makes it easier to get a third person in the middle. It's all just good, thoughtful design. In fact, on the practicality front, the lack of a dual height boot floor is the only real downside. Now, if that bothers you, you could look for a model with a space saver spare wheel, which sits underneath the boot floor and just reduces the height of the loading lip. As for load volume itself, it's about right for this class of car. It's pretty much the same as a Volkswagen Golf. And if you do need more space, then Vauxhall also builds a Sports Tourer Estate model, so have a look for one of those instead. To minimise your annual road tax bill, it's worth looking for a car that was first registered before April 2017, many of which cost £30 per year or less to tax thanks to their low CO2 emissions. After that date, it jumps to a flat rate of £140 per year. Now, because the diesels are so economical, and if you buy one that was registered before April 2017, they tend to be cheap to tax too, you might be tempted to take one over a petrol. Now that's fine, but we'd only recommend doing so if you regularly undertake the kind of long journeys that will give the diesel particulate filter a good chance to regenerate. Common faults reported thus far tend to be annoying glitches rather than anything major. For example, some owners find the dials randomly stop working and that the automatic headlights can be overly sensitive. Switching the car off and on again is often an effective cure. Speaking of being overly sensitive, you might find that Vauxhall's forward collision warning system is forever telling you you're about to crash. Now, if that's the case, you can always adjust its sensitivity in the car's settings. Also, have a look at the paintwork, because some owners have found that it chips and scratches rather easily. These are all annoyances rather than major faults, however, and in the case of damaged paintwork is the kind of thing a good dealer should sort out as a condition of purchase. And that, of course, is where CarGurus dealer ratings come in, combining with our instant market value analysis to track down not only the cheapest price, but the best deal, all things considered. So if you're in the market for a Vauxhall Astra or indeed any used car, why not start your search at cargurus.co.uk. That's it from us. We'll see you next time.